50 Cent wanted Big Meech gone, not just out of the industry, gone for good, and now Meech is finally exposing the truth, revealing how 50 allegedly put a hit on him, making sure he'd never reclaim his throne. But that's not all. Meech is breaking his silence on what really went down between him and 50, the betrayal, the money moves, and the setup that left him with nothing. You already know when 50 Cent is involved, the drama is going to be top tier. At first it seemed like 50 and Big Meech were locked in. Two larger-than-life figures with street cred and business moves that made them untouchable. Meech was the infamous Black Mafia family kingpin, and 50 the rap mogul turned TV boss who had the whole industry in a chokehold. On paper this was a power duo. 50 had the exclusive rights to turn BMF's story into a TV phenomenon, and Meech's son Lil Meech was stepping straight into Hollywood royalty. Everything was lined up perfectly, until it all went south. And let's be real, if there's one person you do not want problems with, it's 50. So boom, 50 locked down the rights to tell Big Maya's story on TV. This wasn't some small project, this was the show that could shake up the industry, mixing street legend storytelling with Hollywood level production. 50 went all in, making sure the BMF brand was solid, even shelling out cash for Lil Meech's acting lesson so he could play his father right. It should have been a done deal, a bond built on loyalty, but if money's involved you already know things get messy. 50 Cent allegedly put $5 million into the BMF project, and according to him that money mysteriously disappeared. No one could quite explain where it went, and 50 was not about to just let it slide. At first he stayed quiet, handling things behind the scenes, but then Big Meech made a move that would forever change their relationship, and 50 took it as the ultimate sign of betrayal. The moment Meech walked out of prison he had two choices: rebuild with the people who actually had his back, or roll the dice on a flashy new deal. And guess what? He bet on the wrong one. Meech and Rick Ross had always had a strange connection. Ross had built an entire brand around the name Big Meech, and it was no secret that Ross idolized Meech from afar, and after Meech's release he wasted no time in linking up with him. What should have been a casual association became something much deeper, and before long the two were doing business together. Now, if this had been anyone else, 50 Cent might have brushed it off, but Ross wasn't just anyone, he was 50's long-standing enemy. Their beef had been one of the nastiest in hip-hop, spanning over a decade, filled with lawsuits, diss tracks, personal attacks, and relentless humiliation. 50 even exposed Ross as a former correctional officer, dragged his baby mama into the drama, and clowned him at every opportunity. So when Meech, who had every reason to stay loyal to 50, took money from Ross, it felt like a slap in the face. Reports claim Ross had given Meech $100,000, an amount that was pennies compared to what 50 had already invested in him. To 50 this wasn't just business, it was a sign of disloyalty that could not be ignored. 50 Cent wasted no time cutting ties. He unfollowed Lil Meech on social media, then he took to Instagram, throwing direct shots at Meech, accusing him of switching sides for a quick payday, and then he dropped the biggest bombshell yet. He started pushing the narrative that Big Meech was a snitch. Then 50 dropped another one, this time a viral video of some random man talking about snitching but with Mech's face slapped on it. Music. What you need bro, you happy about giving? How much mother they gave me, forget how much too. The caption was he had Tammy Cowan doing all his dirty work. Her new tell all, break it down. Screech directed her and connected her to people to get his time cut. Basically 50 keeps pushing the narrative that Meech was orchestrating moves behind the scenes to shorten his sentence. This accusation wasn't just random internet gossip. 50 Cent came armed with receipts pointing directly at Tammy, who had been accused of being a federal informant. Tammy even hit 50 up with a message for Meech: I agree, it's unfortunate, right? It really is, but I agree, so you know we'll just let it be told when the story gets told, and I'm only going to stick to the truth and keep it pushing, right? That's it, that's all it is. That one message was all 50 needed to confirm what he already knew. 50 then claimed to have legal paperwork proving Big Meech had cooperated with the feds. He even brought in social media personality 190 Jake, who allegedly had documents suggesting Meech had engaged in some third-party cooperation with an informant. To make matters worse, leaked DMS from Lil Meech surfaced where he said, "Fro, but he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills." At first this was just social media beef, but then things started moving. In real life, rumors started swirling that 50 Cent was using his power to blackball Big Meech from the music industry. Meech was struggling, and the man expected his son to be pulling up With duffel bags of cash like the old days, but Lil Meech was in the same boat, broke and fumbling through whatever 50 had handed him. There's even talk that me was waiting for L Baby to throw him some money because he pulled up in a Ferrari truck looking like he had it. But here's the thing, nobody owed Meech anything, not 50, not Lil Baby, not Ross, and definitely not the industry. But Ross saw an opportunity. When 50 started distancing himself, Ross slid right in, pretending he was going to be the savior. Ross hyped up a so-called Big Meech benefit concert, promising a legendary lineup and a NI that would mark Mech's official return. The whole thing was set up under EXO Touring and AG Touring, and Ross was talking big like he was about to change Mech's life. He threw names out like 21 Savage, Lil Baby, and even himself to make the concert look legit. He made it seem like this was about legacy, about loyalty, about putting Meech back in the driver's seat, and for a second Meech really believed it. But when the time came, the whole thing flopped harder than anyone expected. If Meech wanted to make a comeback, 50 was going to make sure it never happened. The venue was locked and tickets were selling and everything was moving full steam ahead, but just like that the concert was mysteriously cancelled. The official excuse, unforeseen circumstances, but no one was buying it, and to make matters worse, Rick Ross ghosted when the concert got cancelled. He addressed it for about 5 seconds before immediately pivoting to promote his car show and other events. The man moved on like nothing had happened, leaving Meech to pick up the pieces of his shattered reputation. Fans were side-eyeing him hard because at the end of the day Ross played a role in pulling Meech away from a solid money-making partnership with 50, only to leave him stranded the second things went south. And when you think about it, this was bound to happen. Ross never had Meech's best interests at heart. Instead of standing by Meech, he shifted focus to his own ventures, promoting his upcoming car show and leaving Meech in the dust. Fans started questioning Ross's loyalty, and the tides began turning against him. Big Meech, once at the center of hip-hop royalty, was now left scrambling with no money, no concert, and no solid backing. 50 wasted no time clowning the situation, posting the cancellation news with a caption dripping in sarcasm: "I had nothing to do with this, please stop calling my phone. Happy Valentine's Day." He even took shots at Meech's financial struggles, posting a fake GoFundMe claiming Meech needed help paying his Airbnb. 50 captioned his post, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb. That's one of PE's cribs. Shout out to quality control." If Meech thought things couldn't get worse, he was wrong, but the damage wasn't just to Meech. His entire family took a hit. 50 had been putting the whole BMF squad on payroll, giving them executive producer credits on the show and making sure everyone was eating. Now that bridge was burned. 50 started hinting that BMF Season 4 might not even happen. If that was true, it would mean no more money for Lil Meech, no more exposure for the BMF brand, and the final nail in the coffin for Meech's Hollywood hopes. And after all that, what's Lil Meech doing now? Selling promo videos for $500 a pop. What up, those be of all bosses? Today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make you go up, hate me right now. And 50 loved every second of it. He hit IG with a post clowning Meech, saying Big Screech got Meech doing promos, $500 a pop, get you one while it lasts. 50 even dropped a series of stills from BMF, his hit TV show. But here's where it gets shady. He straight up scribbled out Lil Meech's face in the pictures. Yeah, not just ignored him, but went full marker on yearbook mode. To erase him, he doubled down in the caption too, taking direct shots at Big Meech. Listen to the words: Big Screech, you keep forgetting that you told Tammy Cowens to tell to get your time cut, sucker. And of course he threw in his usual promo tags, because even when he's beefing he's got liquor brands to push. Now this latest jab wasn't random, it came right after Lil Meech posted a heartfelt message about his dad. The BMF star shared a picture with Big Meech, making it crystal clear whose side he's on. He wrote, "Before I asked God for anything, I made sure I asked him to bring my father home to my family. My prayers were answered. I love you, Dad. Death be for dishonor." As for Ross, he tried to throw out a last-minute distraction, talking about making a real BMF movie with a big budget. "I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by lackluster small-budget series. Now it's time to do a big-budget film." He even name-dropped Quentin Tarantino and Antoine Fuqua like that was supposed to impress anyone. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray. Antoine Fuqua, what's up? Tarantino, Salada Legends.